Raptor Scope watchers, let's talk about the first game of the season. We played the Atlanta Hawks. We won the game. It was it's pretty much a blowout. We won by 20 points, 138 to 118. The Hawks are a potential playoff matchup, so we want to look at this one a bit closely. We have some pretty good matchups. We got the star of the other team, Trae Young, and we have a new player, Kristaps Porzingis. Obviously, we want to watch our guys who were injured last season, Emmanuel quickly, and of course, Brandon Ingram. Ingram was injured on another team, got traded to us, and now he's healthy. We're expecting big things. Nobody really had a standout game on the Raptors. They did their thing. Obviously, they won, but we're going to go through some of the numbers and whatnot. So let's get into it. So we'll start out with Trae Young versus Emmanuel Quickly, IQ as we call him, of course. Quickly had 13 points, 5 of 12 shooting, which was a .416 shooting. That's a special number in Toronto, of course. That's our area code, 416.416. You know, you can do that and up. Basically, if you're a Raptor, you can do that and up as your field goal percentage. 5 of 12 shooting isn't the greatest, but it's not bad. One shot less than 50% shooting. Unfortunately, he hit 0 of his 3-pointers, so he had no 3-pointers in this game, which sucks, but sometimes your shot's just not on. It's the first game of the season. That being said, he had 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 stock, and his assist to turnover ratio was 2.6. You know, it's not the greatest. You usually want it up above 3, closer to 4 if you can. I mean, the higher the better, but when you do turn over the ball 3 times, it does kind of bear down on your assist to turnover ratio. Anything above 5 is elite. Anything at 4 is pretty elite as well. But at the end of the day, you know, he did his thing. 2.6. He got a couple turnovers, so it worked out in our favor. The plus minus, he had +9. He was on the court when the Raptors were doing their thing. Now talking about Trae Young. Trae Young shot a bit worse. 5 of 14 shooting for 22 points. 1 of 7 3-pointers. I mean, you know, we're trying to lock him down. He's the scorer of the team. He's a prolific scorer, prolific 3-point shooter. He only hit 1. And unfortunately for him, that wasn't enough. We locked him down. I mean, 22 points isn't nothing to poop on, but he had 11 of 13 free throws, which is pretty good. He's going to try to draw fouls. If we foul him, he gets those shots. That's how he got the 22 points. The 5 of 14 shooting it wasn't enough, obviously. He had 1 stock, 1 steal is not going to tip the game in any team's favor. So Trae Young, he did okay, but with a -14 plus minus, and of course the loss, I'm going to have to give this one to Emmanuel Quickly. He's the winner of this matchup. Moving on to RJ Barrett versus Dyson Daniels. This is kind of a weird battle because Dyson Daniels is a defensive guy. RJ Barrett is, of course, a scorer. Some of the criticism Barrett receives is because on his matchups on defense, he tends to lose his guys sometimes. That being said, this game wasn't that situation. Dyson Daniels wasn't really looking to score. He was looking to stop RJ Barrett, but that didn't happen. RJ ended up with 25 points on 9 of 12 shooting. This is big stuff. 5 of 5 free throws, 750 field goal percentage, like I said, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Assist to turnover ratio wasn't great because he did have 4 turnovers. All in all, he had a plus minus of 0, which means whenever he was on the court, the other teams scored as much as the Raptors. So his 25 points and 9 of 12 shooting versus a defensive guy like Dyson Daniels, I think we already have to call this a win for Barrett. Daniels had a total of 4 points on 2 of 4 shooting, which is 50%, which is good, but it's also only 4 points. He missed his only 3-point shot. He didn't take any free throws. He was on the court for 22 minutes and didn't do much. He had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. That's what he's known for, defense. No blocks though, and 3 turnovers. I would say RJ Barrett crushed this matchup. This is hands down a win for the Raptors. Plus minus is 0, but sometimes all you want is to hold it down while you're on the court as a starter, you know. So in the shooting guard matchup, we definitely took advantage, and RJ did his thing and basically put the team on his back for this game. I know everybody's waiting for Brandon Ingram to start scoring, but RJ Barrett was holding it down all of last season since he got here, and I think he's going to keep doing the same thing. The next matchup was between our new cast member, Brandon Ingram. It was Brandon Ingram. Their small forward was Zachary Ricochet. He has potential. He's a scorer. Let's see how the matchup turned out. So So Brandon Ingram shot 7 of 16 shots for 16 points. He missed both of his three-pointers. He had 2 of 3 of his free throws. He had 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 stocks, and his assist to turnover ratio was unfortunately, with 5 turnovers and only 3 assists, an atrocious 0.06. Less than 1 is atrocious. I'm sorry, we got to say it. We have to call it like it is, unfortunately. But it didn't affect the game. It didn't have a big impact on the game. Overall, his plus minus ended up to be 14. So that means that basically we scored more when he was on the court than when he wasn't. Overall, that's what you want. On to Zachary Richeche. He actually shot a bit better at 53%. Which is pretty good. Fortunately, down the rest of the board, he really didn't do much. 2 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 turnovers, ending up for a assist to turnover ratio of 0, of course. 0 stocks. Oh, excuse me, 1 block. But again, not very impactful. This matchup, I'm gonna be biased here. I mean, I don't really see anything significant except that Ingram got a bunch more rebounds. He added peripheral stats to what he was doing. He did have 2 stocks. I'm gonna give Richeche the benefit of the doubt and call this one a draw. Ingram did his things. Richeche, even compared to his teammate, he didn't score as much, but the other guys who did score more than him, they got to shoot from free throws, which he did. Overall, he had a pretty good performance, so I'm not gonna crap on him for what he did do, but it did not take his team over the edge or even close to it. We blew them out. Ingram won that matchup. We're gonna move on to the next matchup. We are at Scotty Barnes, our rookie of the year from a few years ago, still playing high caliber basketball and bringing W. Scotty Barnes shot a fantastic 9 of 14 for a field goal percentage of 643, 64% shooting. Just amazing. He didn't take any 3-point shots, which was fantastic. We can't ask for more. He took a whole bunch of 3-point shots last season. I guess he was trying to feel it out if he could do it or not on a regular basis. And fortunately, he agrees, I think, basically that he can't do it. I mean, some players are blessed with the 3-point shots, some players aren't. Scotty has a lot of other blessings, and he used them this game. Great shooting percentage, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, only 1 turnover, and 3 stocks. 3 stocks alone, that means you were playing defense that game. 1 steal and 2 block, those are always going to count. Every shot could be a bucket. His assist to turnover ratio, 9 assists, 1 turnover. That's also another improvement from last season. I mean, it's only 1 game, but his assist to turnover ratio is 9. Anything higher than 4 is elite. May not have mentioned 9 of 14 shooting, 22 points. I don't know if I said it earlier, but 22 points. Again, all around great game from Scotty. Stuck to his strengths. Something the announcers were saying during the game is, Brandon Ingram there opens things up for some other guys. RJ gets more open shots. Guard him, but we have other guys who can score. The floor was spread out. Whether or not we hit our threes, we basically had the opportunity. 9 of 14 is big. Moving on to the opponent, who, I'm going to write him off already. I'm going to say Jalen Johnson. I mean, I know you're good, but I mean, it was to no avail tonight. 22 points on 7 of 13 shooting. Same shooting as Richeche, except that he had 8 free throws. He hit 8 of 10 free throws, which obviously impacted the game, but only really toward Jalen Johnson's scoring total. He had 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block. So 2 stocks. His assist to turnover ratio was 2.6. Again, when you have Scotty Barnes doing 9 assists and only 1 turnover, you see the drastic difference. I mean, he only had 1 assist less than Scotty Barnes, but you see how those 3 turnovers make a huge difference. This is a W for Scotty over Jalen Johnson. Unfortunately, you could say he shot pretty well and he rebounded and he assisted the ball, but his plus minus was -15, which means 15 points couldn't be answered when he was on the court. And sometimes it's as simple as that. If the other stats don't spell it out for you, definitely plus minus. It basically gives you an idea of how that player did when they were on the court compared to when they weren't on the court. If you're -11 and you lost by 20, that's about half of the deficit. You probably were on the court when your team was getting beat. So end of the day, so far so good for the 4 Raptors who are not center, but we're gonna go do our beloved Raptors center Jakob I right now. Jakob I had a pretty tall order to fill today. He had the assignment of one of Atlanta's new players, Kristaps Porzingis. So starting out with Jakob I, who had 14 points on 7 of 8 shooting. That is elite shooting, 8.75% or 87.5% shooting. He missed a bunch shot. You cannot ask for much more than that. 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers. Assist to turnover ratio was pretty insignificant. It's just the one. He had 2 passes and he turned the ball over twice. However that happened. His plus minus was -3. I think when we go over to Porzingis' stats, we're gonna understand why. Kristaps Porzingis shot 5 of 12. Again, that is one of our favorite shooting percentages. I mean, 10 of 24, 5 of 12. It all equals up to 416. You know where we're from. We're from Toronto. That is our area code. Represent. Anyways, so 5 of 12 shooting for 20 points, 6 of 6 free throws, 4 of 7 3-pointers. Again, that's what I meant. Jakob's not going to run out and attack the 3-point line. You know, he's not going to stay on the perimeter. He's a center. He's going to stay in his position. Somebody else got to guard that. All right. Somebody else has to put a hand in Kristaps' face. And that's frankly one of the advantages of having a guy like that on your team. He is the original unicorn. So he shoots threes. He blocks shots. 6 of 6 shooting free throws. That definitely contributed to his 20 points. 4 of 7 3-pointers. Also a big contribution. But 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 blocks. 2. In comparison to Pirtle, pretty modest Pirtle, except for the fact, I mean, he wasn't going to go guard those 3-point shots. Number one, no one really can stop Porzingis once his shot is on. He did block 2 shots, but his impact on the game, I mean, it really, I'm gonna say this all year. The refs, you know, they're always like 6th and 7th man on the court when it comes to the Raptors. Tell me how we're talking about, and just in the starting lineup, we have at least 20 to 30 free throw shots, free throw attempts. You want to talk about ours? It's not the same, my friends. It was less than 20. Yep, less than 20. Honestly, we overcame. The Raptors did their thing. We won most, if not all, of our matchups. I'll say with the Jakob matchup, because of all those 6 free throws. I mean, he's a shooter. Porzingis, I'm gonna call it even. I'm biased. I'm gonna call it even. He didn't do enough. They lost by 20. The game was closer. Maybe I could say a bit different. You know, maybe I could give Porzingis a bit more of a belie, but 20 points doesn't mean anything when you lost by 20, does it? I mean, maybe the bench had to do with it, and I will definitely give a shout out to our bench. Grady Dick, 21 points. That's the 3rd most on the team. I mean, you definitely did your job. Showing no rust. 7 of 8 free throws, 5 rebounds. You know, not much else. He scored. That's his job. He's a 3-point shooter. That's what we got him for. He does his thing. Atlanta didn't really handle it well, if you ask me. But that being said, shout out to the bench. Shout out to the Raptors bench. Sandro and Grady, Obaji, Jamal, even Mobo. He spent 10 minutes on the court. I saw the refs giving him lots of trouble. What can you do? It's the Raptors. That's how the refs are. We got game 1 in the books. We're facing Milwaukee tonight. Should be good. Milwaukee's a team that we have been a rival with for a long time, and I don't think that's going to change as long as Giannis is there. Let's see how it goes, Raptor fans. I'm looking forward to the game tonight. It's our first home game. I think I'm going to give myself a break this Monday. I'm going to get a bit of the technical stuff taken care of. That's what sort of took me a little while. Some of my old apps aren't working the way they used to, or I can't get them to work the way they used to, so I'm going to continue working on the technical side, and we'll see you during the week. All right, peace out, Raptor fans.